There we go. All right, we're gonna continue game. Day 2 Thymesia, LFG. LFG. This is where I cut the YouTube video to come in. So if I say, you know, if I say out the acronym, I'm gonna get demonetized. So we're not gonna do that. But we're gonna jump right in. So we actually made a good chunk of progress yesterday. We did Sea of Trees and Royal Garden, and we are moving right back onto the fortress. I believe this was the fortress that we started in. I think we're going back to it as far as I know. It's Hermes' military stronghold where 2 legions are stationed. The first of these are the Knights of Pure Blood, responsible for the security of the realm. The second is the Royal Guard, responsible for the security of the royal capital. And we are going to look for those daggone cores. I don't know how many missions are in this chapter, but it'd be good. So we've kind of learned through the events of yesterday that these blood concoctions here were combined to make some pretty gruesome stuff. So now we seek to remedy that by killing everything on the television, John Wick style. Okay. The doctor is here, and he's brought the medicine. Now, the combat in this game is great. It took me a little bit of getting used to. Definitely took a little bit of getting used to. But now that I am used to it, I'm having a great time with the combat. It's been awesome. I think this might be the same way I came in. Okay, here's that ladder. It's not the same way that I came in. That drops down. What about this? What's this? Oh. Diary of a Knight's Mother. My son has taken the blessing of pure blood. I prayed with all my heart that he may join the Royal Guard, serving by Edward the Healer's side and not crusade in distant lands, but the gods have not listened to my prayers. Well, darn. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry that happened to you. Sorry you lost your son. Why do I feel like this is the path forward? It seems a bit weird that they would make you drop down and then you can't go back. Yeah, the self-healing build that I've been going with here has been pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Like when I'm doing trash mobs and stuff in these stages, like I hardly ever have to heal unless I run into like something that just hits me so hard I can't keep up with the self-healing stuff. But this has been a pretty interesting build. This is one of those examples. I actually don't know. Alright, so that's surely got to be the main path with this archer and stuff, but there's a lot more to this that I feel like I didn't even get to. So weird that they had me jump down like that. I don't know. In order to maintain the soldier's strong physique and immunity, pure blood injections must be carried out regularly, but maintaining such a large supply is a difficult task for the greenhouse. You don't say. Because, yeah, I can't even go back at this point. Maybe there will be a way back later. I'm not sure. Well, hold on. This is the new one. I don't think we can just warp between them, though. I would really think that there'd have to be a way back. That'd be pretty mean if you couldn't. Oh! Oh. I feel like that would be pretty mean if they just made it to where you can't go back and you had to replay the mission to get the other stuff that you need. Okay, these archers are just... being a little silly here, dog. I don't see how to get back. I think we're screwed, chat. Not a big fan of this level design. If that's the case, where you can't get back. I'm secretly hoping that there's like a way to climb up on top of this tower and then like drop down to get back, because it'd be a little strange. This would be the first level in the entire game where like you just like flat out can't go back to where you were. And I just don't know why they would do that. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I'm hopeful that when we climb this ladder, we'll be high enough up that there'll be a path or something that takes us back, because we were way over there before. It's possible that all I missed was a couple of enemies, but I would sure feel bad if I missed like a lore item or something. Okay, so that ladder goes down. I wasn't sure. It looked like it was broken. I don't know why it would be, but... Mix together a variety of highly stimulating medicinal ingredients to induce perspiration. For example, garlic, basil, black pepper, cinnamon, mint, to create a potion that warms the body. I love it when I perspire. I have no idea. All right, I'm gonna keep going up. I have faith that there's a... I have a faith that there's a shortcut that's going to take me home. Just take me home. There's another... Dude, you just keep climbing, man. Good lord. Okay, I think this is just taking me back down that way, so let's keep climbing. Because the other beacon that I saw down there was in an area that I couldn't get to yet, so we have to assume, I think. Represent the kingdom on the battlefield is the highest honor. That Hermes' kingdom can stand firm during an epidemic and even send aid to neighboring kingdoms is the greatest proof of its strength and power. Okay, so there's the item. That's it? Are you serious? That's lame. I like the look of this level. I just don't like the way it's designed. I don't know why they would do that to where, like, you can't go back. Like, why in the world would they do that? Like, that seriously makes no sense. Troop selection ceremony. The event will take place in the fortress square. Only uninfected young subjects will be accepted. The injection process will be undertaken by a researcher designated by the greenhouse. Those who experience discomfort during the injection process will be taken back to the greenhouse by the researchers for further examination and care. After the injection, the King's Guards, the Royal Guards, and Knights of Pure Blood will make selections according to procedure. Hello there, buddy. Jeez. Good lord. He was gaming. Dude was gaming. Alright, I did not rest at those beacons, so I don't know if it's gonna send me at the start. No, it did not. Wait. Yeah, no, it didn't. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. I was really holding out hope. Good lord. Alright, he's definitely an elite enemy for sure. No doubt. No doubt. Alright, there's a ladder. Okay, this has got to be a side path. Kind of hidden. So I'd bet that gate probably holds the key. Don't think I understand. Why is this here? I don't understand that at all. What? Why is that even a thing? I guess later maybe you get that item and then key to the top of the fortress wall. Okay. That looks like death, but we don't want to do that. What about this way? Big level. Kind of why it's frustrating that they don't have everything interconnected. Five-piece combo is kind of nice. Pretty much any trash mob gets deleted by the whole combo. How I feel about all this. But I think this is where we're gonna get the key to that door. So, I guess here we go. All right, hold on. I need to rest real quick. We can level up once too. All right. Plague weapon. Got a couple upgrades here. What's this? Oh yeah. The mutated tentacles. Ingredient slots. Still haven't found any rosemary. Very strange. All right, let's go. I remember you. That hurt. Dude hits like a truck. His attacks are super slow. Nice. His first phase. Oh, he's pissed. Except I actually live this time. Lord, dude, he is just... So you just basically get forced into a freaking grab there, it looks like. That's fine. At least he's easy enough to parry. Nice. Simple enough fight. That's the end of the level? Really? Doesn't make any sense. I didn't think that that would be the end of the... What? Dude, there's like so much that I missed in this level. You tell me I can't leave? Or maybe I... No. Okay. I might end up replaying this level because I feel like there's so much that I missed. Like a lot of stuff that I missed. We have enough info to figure out which formula you used. But I'd like to delve in. No, it's not done. I'm not done yet. I feel like I missed a lot there, but let's do the sub quests. I'm gonna play that mission again, I think. I'll probably just breeze through it, but I feel like I missed and skipped over so much in that mission, just completely unintentionally. That is some of the worst level design I think I've ever seen. Like, the level itself isn't that long, it's not a big deal, but that was horrible level design. Like, actually horrible. Made no sense whatsoever. This game made me appreciate FromSoft level design. I mean, up until this point, I didn't think it was that bad. And I didn't mind the visual aesthetic of this stage, but I just feel like you can't go back in this level. Like, all the other levels, you can go back to the start of the level at any time if you want. Not this one. This one is so strange. There's another one. Where are they coming from? Holy crap. They were not here earlier. There's no... What? Need to take him out. Good Lord. Residential area is constructed around the vacant land on which the sacred trees stand. The adjacent area is a stairway to the two most sacred places in Hermes' kingdom, Martyr Cemetery and the Teleria Cathedral. As such, it's heavily guarded, cannot be accessed by the general public. Okay then. This was where I started, right? Yeah, this bench. Yeah, the other two stages, I didn't care too much visually for them. But at least the level design was as such that you could actually like go back. Like on this one, you can't go back at all. I mean, maybe you can on the sub missions, but like for it being a main mission, that was a little silly, in my opinion. That like you drop down a thing and then there's literally no way for you to get back up. take it we can't go through this gate yet. The gate was locked in the first mission, but I didn't find a key for it. Maybe the key is in the submission. I didn't do that on the last 2 stages though. Okay, it's not even a thing on this one. Rosemary, clove, lavender, mint, black pepper. These herbs can induce pain-relieving anesthetic. Once together and chewed upon, they can effectively reduce the pain of the disease. I think that's just saying that those are like damage mitigating ones. Right, let's level up. Big weapon. Giant sword is kind of insane. Huge. Key to the residential area. That is the max level sword there. We actually have most of these to a point where they're pretty high level. Max level general potion. I see the stuff over there. I'm just curious if this path is going to be as stubborn as before. Leaders of the Royal Guards and Knights of the Pure Blood have held several secret meetings regarding security for the King's birthday celebration. Strict monitoring shall continue while waiting for further instruction from King Edward. To increase protective measures of the royal residence, only members of the Royal Guard will be deployed. I can't even go at their spot this time. Oh, interesting. Okay. King's birthday ceremony will be held on XX. Nice. Invited nobles may make their way to the royal residence to participate in the festivities. Commoners may enjoy a public holiday free from work. Let us celebrate together. The Twilight Circus will provide free performances for the viewing pleasure of the general public and residents of the Sea of Trees. I'm assuming you can't go this way at all. Yeah. So this is the way. There's only one way, and it is this way. Empty house. Okay. Weird. There's their house right here. You gotta be careful. Let's light that. Beacon seems awful close to all the other ones, but I think it's maybe because this is the path forward. So let's check this way. The game so far, it's good. Having a good time with it. Although I think the level design for the stage that I just did earlier was done very poorly, in my opinion. Like you can't go back to areas. It was pretty frustrating. Like you would drop down a ledge and then there was no shortcut back to the earlier part of the level in case you missed something. So I'm gonna have to replay that level again to grab the stuff that I can almost guarantee that I missed. In fact, I know for sure that I missed at least one item. Hello. All right. I'm thinking that this is probably the way I'm supposed to go because there was a shortcut gate up there. So let's clear this first. Items back here anyway. Though the king's eldest daughter, Erd, was born into nobility, she cares deeply for the people. Not only does she regularly pardon those who have erroneously committed petty crimes, she even provides the blessing of pure blood to the servants of the royal residence. I believe that in the future she will become a great ruler as her father, King Edward the Healer. This is a shortcut right here. Kind of a pointless shortcut because it's like the enemy that you kill to open this is literally non-respawnable because he is an elite. A little silly. Deadly silence hangs over the streets and the city is completely sealed off. There's no food to be found, nor any water. I mean, there's water right here. It's just, you know, there's corpses in it. I don't know if I would trust all that, you know. King's dagger and the gray armor. They're our last hope. They led the survivors and tried to make things right. The infected corpses were burned to purify them in the sickness. It is said that the ringmaster Odor is the illegitimate son of a certain noble. After his mother became infected with the plague, the two were exiled to the Sea of Fools. All servants who have worked at the royal residence know that within the complex lies a room that cannot be entered. It's rumored that this is where the queen lives. Looks like the oh no, this looks like the first, like this looks like the tutorial. I think we're back at the tutorial area in this part of the mission. Oh god. Alright, I'm hoping that they don't follow me. Oh, crap. This one is juiced. These are actually, I would say, of the trash mobs. Well, this one is an elite, but I would say of all the mobs in the game that aren't like bosses specifically, I would say that those are maybe the hardest enemies to read in the entire game. They attack like instantly. There's no like you can't see their muscles flex or anything like that beforehand. They just kind of swing instantly, and then you take damage. There we go. Good. That takes care of the elite. Following medicinal ingredients induce an invigorating, memory enhancing effect. Rosemary, fennel, oregano leaves, mint, thyme. Yeah, this is definitely where the tutorial takes place. Thought it looked familiar. Because this is where you fight the guy. that I actually killed last mission. You fight him for the first time here, and he, like, I'm pretty sure it's a scripted thing where he kills you. And there's the daughter. Sir Edward the Healer's daughter. Erd. Okay, so you're crazy. Ow. Let's see what your ability is here. So look, what do you have? I'm a trident, something or another. Whoa. Whoa! Geez, she hits hard. Dead. That wasn't too bad. She's pretty chill in phase 1. I just need to need to try to have like maybe 4 heals or so for the second phase. She doesn't seem like too bad of a fight though, actually. I actually think that the boss of the first like actual level is probably the hardest boss in the entire game. Maybe his mutated form is harder, I'm not sure. I think the mutated form is probably harder, but I think his regular form is definitely like given. think I have an idea here. I just need to get better at that green attack. I'm not even gonna bother using feather. I'm just gonna try to parry it. Yeah, this phase is super easy. Heal. Crap. Jesus. Alright, I don't want to get greedy here. Oh god. Give it here. Nice. Very nice. Good stuff. That was a fun fight. It wasn't that hard, but it was really fun. She only has like 4 moves. So I didn't figure it would be too bad. Can I level? I can level up here, right? I thought there was a chair somewhere. You do it with the girl, but she's like trying to send me into the freaking thing, the end game. Oh, here we go. Arg is a silent warrior. His actions speak for themselves, sacrificing himself for Hermes' kingdom. Enjoy your slumber, valiant warrior. The core of you shall be remembered as your final offering to Hermes. You're merely following my commands, doing what you ought to do. When the incident occurred, my sister was also largely responsible for her. I will reverse what has been done. Well, we do have enough for a level. We can actually get a set bonus now, too, since we have enough stats. Javelin sword. Javelin sword is okay. Not great, but it's alright. Oh, you need 15... 21 to upgrade this potion? Jesus, that's expensive. That is super expensive. Alright. Well. Do sub-quest 2. Sub-quest 2. And then I'm gonna go back and do that other mission one more time, because I don't know. I feel bad that I didn't get everything there. I don't know if I'll replay it in its entirety, but see what I can do. Administrative order. Epidemic outbreak. Hermes Kingdom is declaring a state of emergency. All citizens must abide. Forbidden from going out. Essential supplies will be distributed. Any sightings of plague symptoms, mutations must be reported. Any corpses or unclean objects must be handed over immediately. Doesn't open from that side, huh? Well then. Oh no. Oh, that's just mean, dude. Yep, that'll do it. Okay. I remember this area. There's a couple of ladders. My guess is we're going to just be going back through the other side. So this ladder should be the best option at the moment. Gonna play the original Lords of the Fallen and or the Surge at some point. Maybe. I'm not sure yet. I know that the original Lords of the Fallen is not quite as close to the Souls-like formula as the requel is, I guess. Ambitious there, unfortunately. They're both genuinely terrible, like seriously miserable. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, no, I don't know yet. I don't know that I would consider the Surge. I think you maybe could argue as a Souls-like game, but I don't know if I would say that the original Lords of the Fallen is a Souls-like game. It has some elements, but I don't know. I feel like that one might be a bit of a stretch. Like, there's a reason why they changed the formula for the requel. All I can say is that it's not on my radar right now, but that could change. It depends on if it's something that people ask for or not. I mean, if people don't care, I probably won't do it. Like, I'm trying to focus on games that I think people would actually care about me playing. That's why I started with big ticket games like Neo and Star Wars. But yeah, I might check out the Surge. We'll see. I think next on my list is probably... It's not really a Souls-like game, but I think I'm probably going to do Hollow Knight next. Probably. Not 100% sure on that, but I'm gonna take a brief break from, like, the Souls-like stuff, because people have been asking if I'm going to play... People have been asking if I'm going to play the Berserker mod for RE4. And I think that there's probably enough people that have asked for it that I'll probably just go ahead and do it, even though it's not necessarily, you know, obviously that's not Souls-like at all, but it is something that's new, so... I fell for that twice now. probably, yep, that's where the item is. It all came from some information several months ago, which originated in the lower region of the kingdom's borders, in the Sea of Fools. The captain dispatched her most trusted soldiers to investigate, who discovered that the circus was accumulating large amounts of alchemic waste. The source of the waste is clear, but as to who is commanding this still requires further investigation. We're gonna find out who did this. This is the part of the level design that sucks right here. It's literally this area. It's terrible. Like pretty much once you get back through this side, but obviously like it seems like they fixed it in this mission, but it still just makes no sense to me why they even remotely considered this in the first place. It's terrible design. Again, it's not a problem on this level or the previous one, but the first, like, the actual, like, required mission of this. The actual required mission of this level is horrible. Yeah, we're near the end. We're doing the last mission of the fortress. I'm probably gonna replay the first mission in the fortress though, because I missed a bunch of stuff due to some shit level design. I thought that the path that I was taking was the like side path. Turns out it was the main path, and you can't go back, and it's like right at the beginning of the level. But I'm probably, and then there was also a gate that I missed. So I'm gonna go back and make sure everything is good. I think I got everything up here. I'm gonna double check. There's nothing over here. I got everything atop that other ladder. And then if you drop down this side, it just takes you back to this gate, which is... Alright, yeah, this is good. I'm not fighting that with a bow in here. Oh my god, I just fell. Not good. I didn't mean to fall, I'm sorry. Why is it that ended there? These guys are annoying. Worst is when they start a cutscene that stops you from going back. Yeah, those are actually the worst. Well, I'm glad that it's, at least as far as I can tell, it's just the one level that has that problem in this game. I think, honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I think it was just an oversight. I think that they just made a mistake, and they didn't go back to actually put stairs or something in. And maybe they didn't even realize until after the fact. I don't know. Maybe they don't even realize still that that's a problem. See you later, bud. Key to the plaza. Pog. Checkpoint. Or shortcut. There is a ladder here. Good. Takes me back to the other room. That's where he jumps down. That makes perfect sense. There's a ladder up here. Okay. I have no idea where I'm going at the moment. Dude, those twin swords actually kind of fuck, I'm not gonna lie. This is where the dude jumped down from. Oh, excuse me. So falling down here doesn't actually help you at all. It's just, there's just enemies down here. No items or anything. Okay. Alright, so you come back up, you kill this guy. Not really much sense in doing anything else because you then get the shortcut and the ladder becomes the main path. Now this is the other side of that? No. No, this is... This, I'm pretty sure, is the main path right here. I'm gonna double check up here, but I think all there was just this over here, and then this was a dead end, if I recall. You come up the ladder. Just, you know, the main path. Okay. What about... Okay, there was something over here, though. Both within and outside the nation's borders, frightening monsters are appearing in ever greater numbers. Brothers who have fallen in battle also grow in number. I'm willing to fight until the bitter end for my comrades, but why must we be sent to fight a war that is not our own? We're going this way. to deal with the archer. Rip his soul out. You know what's crazy is like you can actually do that in Lords of the Fallen. You can literally rip the souls out of people's bodies. Great. Good game. Good game, that Lords of the Fallen. Just wish the devs would have shown a little more respect, you know? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I had fun with Lords of the Fallen. I you know, say what you will about it, but I actually had a lot of fun with Lords. About time we got a freaking checkpoint. Good lord. I also kind of appreciated, I'm not going to lie, I kind of appreciated the fact that I was actually pretty critical about that game and they still offered me a sponsorship. So that was cool. Actually, they sponsored me twice, actually. They sponsored me on launch and they also sponsored me for that tournament. Okay, so here's what I don't get, right? There's literally a ladder right here. And I'm pretty sure that this is the end of the level right here. Pretty sure that this is the end, like this is the final dude. But like how the fuck do I get over there? Like there's no way that I just like flat out missed that, right? Surely. Like there's an item there. This is what I'm talking about. This is where the game design like really started to slip, was this particular section right here. There's like a ramp or something. I don't remember seeing that though. Oh, it looks like you can jump off over here. Okay, I gotcha. Can't read this file while this dude is here. So yeah, there's a path right here that takes you down to the thing. All right, let's read this. Last souvenir I received was the amulet I had given him. It was delivered to me by his Grand Master, Grey Armor. After all those who fall in the battlefield must be incinerated on the spot. The amulet was the only thing that could be brought back. All he said to me was, meaningless sacrifices like these will soon end. His voice was hoarse, like the sound of a blade on a whetstone. I will never forget it. At least I can climb down right here. Holy shit, there's a lot of them. Good lord. We... Need to heal. Yeah, I actually played Elden Ring on Xbox for my first playthrough, funny enough. And it's not because I didn't have a PC or anything. I actually played Elden Ring on Xbox because it was a way for me to get the game a day early. So I bought... God, I literally bought like 4 copies of Elden Ring. No, 3 copies. I bought a collector's edition so that I could get the Melania statue. I bought a Xbox copy so I could play early. And I bought a PC copy. So, you know, for speedruns and all that. Like, for actually playing the game. This is the other side of that one spot. I actually died to that. That is fucking embarrassing. Yeah, the frame drops in Elden Ring are kind of annoying. The thing is, like... The thing that's kind of difficult about it, though, right, is like they have such a great game that most people are just willing to overlook it, just, you know, because it's really, in the grand scheme of things, not that big of a deal. But at the same time, it is incredibly frustrating when you're fighting Godskin Duo and you just get killed because you have a frame stutter. Like, that part sucks. That is definitely the not so fun part of playing Elden Ring. Like, it's not as big of a deal when you're playing casually. But when you're trying to speedrun and you're losing time because of it, that shit is really frustrating. Like, it just costs you 4 seconds or whatever because the game catches up. This day, Duo is the only place I get frame drops on PC, but I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know either. That's the thing that's so frustrating about it. Well, the thing is, like, I know people that don't get frame stutters at all with the game. Like, it runs like freaking smooth as butter, man, and it's so frustrating because, like, that's all I want. All I want is for Elden Ring to just run smooth as hell. The money I would pay. The money I would pay for a smoother Elden Ring experience. I've come to terms with the fact that they'll probably never fix it. I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll do a big update for the DLC and it'll fix it, but I highly doubt it. Like, the game's been out for 2 years and they still haven't figured out like why it's happening to people. I don't even think they have any idea. I hope and pray that they graduate to a new engine for whatever the next Souls-like game is that they make. I hope and pray. Developed with Unreal Engine 4. I actually, funny enough, I don't even know much about the specifics of their engine, but I do think that they have some sort of proprietary something or another stacked on top of whatever core engine they're using, because for their games to look the way they do, they're doing something different than everyone else. They're using something proprietary in addition to whatever that core engine is, I would guess. I don't disbelieve that they're using Unreal 4, but I would think that similar to how RE Engine is basically just a mod of Unity. Like, RE Engine is Unity based. Even though it's its own engine, it's built on top of Unity. And they've changed enough of it so that, you know, they can brand it as their own engine. But yeah. Collect all story bits. We got the thing. Gray Armor is personally called for the marshalling of the 4 divisions of the King's birthday celebration to await instructions at the fortress. Those who divulge the details will be severely punished. Is all that happened? Yes. This is everything that I can remember. Yeah, who knows? Maybe they'll jump to UE5 for whatever they do next. Maybe figure out what the heck is going on. I don't know. All right, how much do I actually care about doing this mission again? I feel like I don't care enough, actually. I did miss an entire section. I probably skipped half of that mission. Six things here. How much do I need for a level right now? 4,100. I don't know if I have that much. Oh, yeah, I do. There's 3,000. Let's do 11. Wait, I'm literally 3 souls shy. So funny. Ocean of memories. 2 forces exist in Corvus's mind, constantly pulling in opposing directions. The past, the present, truth, and falsehood. These powers seriously affect his memory, and so Corvus must dig deep and make a decision. Only then can he restore his shattered memories. We have to defeat Corvus. I must defeat myself. The doctor is in. I must defeat myself. Oh! There's a tree in the middle. Might as well have just been Dark Link. Yeah. Basically. I must defeat myself. Well, that was embarrassing. Oh! You know, it's funny, I know his moveset, so it's not even like... you played the game enough, you know. You play the game enough, you know exactly what your moveset is. The only thing is, like, I haven't used all the weapons, so some of them I might be a bit unfamiliar with. Because he can use every weapon. Jesus. The way this guy's moveset flows slightly reminds me of Wo Long. Yeah, I mean, basically he has... You're basically fighting a version of yourself that has all of the talent points. And all of the weapons equipped. That's literally what you're fighting. The only difference is that he can't parry you. It's the only thing he can't do. The spear is probably the one he goes to the most. What happens if I reap him? Do I get anything? I get spear, it looks like. Ah! I didn't have enough time to heal at all there. Good lord. Terrible. It's actually terrible. First phase isn't bad, though. Dude, he just loves the spear. Oh! Let's pin. That hurts so hard. The hell was that? Nope. I don't even know if he's input reading, honestly. It doesn't actually feel like he is input reading. I could be wrong, but... doesn't feel like it. I am gonna actually back up here so I can see what he's gonna do first. Jesus, dude. Oh, damn it. He starts going with the alt move sets in this phase, which is a lot of these different weapons, they have like extended effects or alternate effects, and he just uses all of those in the second phase to throw you off. It's so funny. Parrying that one is tough. Damn. That's so fucked. It was just a giant bird's cage because the whole plague doctor looking like a bird thing. Yeah. I didn't catch it either, but there you go. Very creative, right? I'm just getting my ass kicked here. I gotta get better at the saber combos. The saber combos are what's killing me. Oh, I thought just backpedaling would work. Unfortunately, did not work out in my favor. I need to stop being careless like that. Come on. Yeah, get him. Let's go. Oh! Oh, shit. That was fun. That was really fun. Sounds like you remembered everything. You should be able to remember what you put in Hermes' answer. Oh, God. I don't know! I don't know which cores. I know that you get a different ending based on what cores you put in. Check the VODs. Chat, you pick the cores. Just tell me what cores you want me to pick. I don't care. There's like a bunch of different endings depending on what you pick. Which ones sound the coolest? I'm assuming Erd's core has something to do with the best ending, but I feel like Varg and Erd might be good ending. Fool's God, okay. Sure. Let's do Erd. And now, the last thing to do is to bring the answer to the core of the giant tree and activate it. Can you change it? If you're like, wait, fuck. Wait, I fucked up. No. Alright. I'll have to watch the different endings to see what they do. Because I'm obviously not gonna play through the game 5 different times or whatever. The effects of Hermes' answer permeated the entire kingdom. An unknown and chaotic power slowly corroded the land, affecting each individual differently. Some turned into monsters, while some were miraculously healed. The transformed grew inconceivably grotesque. Alchemy is a sophisticated practice that ought not be wantonly used. Even a few minuscule changes can produce a cascade of unpredictable effects. Perhaps if more details could be recalled, things would turn out different. Well, rip. Reach the chaotic power ending. Well, we didn't make the right formula, Chief. We got the chaos ending. Let's go. Sounds like a good ending to me, yeah. It said hold to skip, but I don't want to skip it. I don't know if it like automatically takes us somewhere else. I don't know. The endings are pretty low budget, though, I will say. Like, the end, all that matters in the ending is the lore. That's it. That's all it is. I don't know if I'm supposed to skip. It's not changing the screen. So, sure. Is this the truth? No. It's not. Oh, just thinking. I think you show the item, right? Yeah. Transformed are very unique beings. We've alchemy to give them new life. It comes at a cost. Wonder where you come from. What kind of person were you before? When teacher brought you here, she would not tell me. She said that researchers should not get too close. Well, yeah, of course. So if you say it's not the truth, then what? You fight Corvus again? Can you make a new one? Is that... I think that's what you're meant to do. Let me see. I don't know why. I guess maybe if you're not happy with your ending, then they just, like, okay, then you kill Corvus again. We'll do Corvus one more time, just to make it worthwhile, you know? Nice. Nice. Well, we got it on a one-shot this time. We got it on farm now, chat. We got it on farm. Good stuff. And now, bring the answer. I don't know if it's the answer. I'm probably going to get the same ending. I have no idea. Let's see. Yeah, I got the same thing. Yeah, I know that there's different answers. I'm just gonna end the game though, because I'm not killing Corvus 20,000 times. GG. Officially GG. If I said no, I wouldn't actually get the credits, so we're gonna get the credits. I like this game. I actually like this game a lot. It's a shame that that last stage had really bad level design. But this game, it's crazy. If you don't do any of the side missions at all, this game is like super short. I'm pretty sure that to get the best ending, you have to use optional boss souls. I'm pretty sure one of them is Erd's soul, but I don't know who the other one is. Maybe mutated whatever his face is. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. The good ending. Let's see. I'm gonna just look it up because I'm probably not gonna play through this game again. Ever. Maybe I will someday. I don't know. I actually had a great time with Thymesia. I thought it was a really fun game. Let's see here. All Thymesia endings. Welcome to IGN's Thymesia guide. Hell yeah. Let's go. You rush through the game without doing optional subquests. There's only one ending you can earn. You must defeat the 4 optional bosses to obtain the other 4 endings. All right, so the chaos ending is actually like the worst ending. It's like basically you didn't do anything ending, even though we did do like 100%. It's just you have to know what order to do things in. So yeah, chaotic power is like basically the one that I got. Apparently there was more to the ending though, because it didn't give me the rest of the lore, so I don't quite know. I don't quite know why I didn't get the full lore thing. Maybe it's because I hit the skip button. I don't know. But yeah, so any 2 cores gets you that one. What I don't understand though, you know what's funny? I was actually gonna do Varg's and Erd's core. That actually is an ending, which is funny. But yeah, so the chaos one is any 2 cores that aren't like part of a regular ending. Vile Blood is Fool's God and Sound of the Abyss. And that makes everybody blessed with pure blood. And basically everybody that was already blessed with pure blood got stronger. Everybody that had vile blood died. Varg and Erd's core. Varg and Erd's core looks like you just basically get a normal ending. Where like everybody just returns to normal, but there's still a plague. Mutated Odor and Hanged Queen gives you the Harmonized Force, which basically is the basically it just mutates everybody. That's kind of funny. Or wait, no, hold on. So Chaotic Power is the one that we got. Now that makes sense. Okay, sorry. I revealed the spoilers differently. Yeah, so Chaotic Power is basically just like a mystery ending. Vile Blood imbues the like demon-esque minions. Pure Blood imbues the humanoids that were blessed with the pure blood. Harmonized Force basically is like a normal ending, but the plague still exists. And cleansing, I don't know what really the difference is, honestly, between like the difference between Harmonized Force and Power of Cleansing, because they both still have the plague. There's not an ending that actually cures the plague, which is weird. Like, you never actually cure the plague, no matter what ending you get. You can neutralize, like, the bloods, but, like, you can neutralize one blood or the other. You can neutralize both. You can imbue both, or you can just spin the world into chaos. But no matter what you do, the plague is still there. Interesting. So all the endings are bad endings, chat. They're all bad. Am I the only one who wants a tendency system in another Souls-like, but more fleshed out and make it where it gets worse on all deaths and remove soul form, and then make bosses change moveset on with which tendency and give different endings? I don't know. I don't think they would ever make a game where you could get your character soft locked on purpose. I don't think that would be a good game. It would not sell very many units. Now, that said, I think world tendency is something that could maybe be refleshed out in a potential other game. But the problem is, like, the way world tendency works in Demon Souls is, like, it's a mechanic that most people will beat Demon Souls and know nothing about. What I would think would make a really good game like that is a game where your character is a little more involved with, like, developing relationships with characters. Like in Demon Souls, everybody goes back to the Nexus, and then you have, like, a couple of quests that pop up here and there. But Demon Souls is a very linear game in that way. I think that what would maybe make a good experience for something like that would potentially be where, like, your character actually, like, there's actually more of, like, a role-playing aspect to it. And sort of like in Fable, where, like, when you make choices, it affects everything around you. You know, whether you choose to save the farm or burn it down, or, you know, like, you can side with the farmers or side with the bandits, or, you know, that sort of thing. I think that could work really well. And then based on, like, whether or not your character is aligned with light or dark, good or evil, whatever that is, you could maybe try to find some sort of way in the lore to explain why the boss mechanics change based on your world tendency. It would, I mean, to be completely honest with you, it would make the replay value of the game insane, because every playthrough, depending on what decisions you make, would change the way the bosses are. And let's just say that there's 3 different ways that the bosses could be hard-coded, right? Well, not even hard-coded. You could basically have neutral world tendency and then good and evil, let's just say. Or light and dark, whatever you're going to go with. I definitely think that there could be a world that you could make where, like, if you're neutral world tendency, the boss has, like, their usual mechanics. Well, I say usual in that they're mainly just going to use their base mechanics. From a speedrun perspective, that would probably be the way to go, is to try to remain neutral. So that way you don't have extra boss mechanics to deal with. But obviously it would depend on if the mechanics are easy to deal with or not. But, like, neutral world tendency would be a more, like, I'm not going to say basic moveset, but, like, they're going to stick to whatever their core moveset is. And then, based on whether you are light or dark world tendency, maybe the second phase of that boss or something is different. And maybe the rewards that you get from that boss are different. So that way it encourages you to try different world tendencies in subsequent playthroughs. That's what I would think. Like you're going to have a phase 1, and phase 1's going to be the same no matter what that world tendency is. And if you have neutral world tendency, then the phase 2 is one way. If you're good world tendency or light world tendency, then it's another way. And if you have dark world tendency, then it's another way. Like, you basically have 3 different variants of phase 2, just depending on what your world tendency is. And then the only thing is, like, that's a lot of work into a boss. You know what I mean? Like, that is so much work for a boss. But, I mean, at the same time, you actually probably would save time and money, because you would already have that boss that boss like rigged up, right? No dragon rot in Sekiro used to kill the NPCs. I actually know nothing about Sekiro, to be honest with you. I've never fully played through the game. It's on my list. It's on my list. I've made it to like the later parts of, I think Ashina is like one of the first like bigger areas that you get to. I've made it to the later parts of Ashina, but like I made it past the guy on the horse. I don't even know what any of their guys' names are, but I made it past that guy. A little ways past him, but not too much further than that. I just lose interest in it every time I play it. But yeah, no, I could definitely see something like that. Anyway, I need to do a review of this game. I need to do a review of this game, guys. I like this game a lot. I think that this, for somebody that is looking for their first Souls-like game, I would not recommend this, because the difficulty of that first area's boss is just brutal. Oder is like, I mean, he is, I think, the hardest boss in the game. And he is the first boss in the game. That is like, that is something that when you're a game dev, like, you have to be careful about that, because you can turn a lot of people off of your game by making the first boss the hardest boss in the game. I can understand if the last boss isn't the hardest boss in the game. Sometimes when you're telling a story or when you're just trying to make an otherwise really great game, you don't necessarily need to have the hardest boss be the last boss. But the first boss, like, you can just have people put down your game and never pick it back up if the first boss is the hardest boss, because they haven't gotten a chance to see all of the mechanics. They haven't gotten a chance to like really flesh out all that the game has to offer, and you throw that boss in with really not a lot of room to circumvent that. Like, you can't progress in the game until you kill that boss. You can't go do submissions, you can't do anything. That is the only mission that you can do. And the only way to maybe make that boss fight a little easier is by like just going back and keep replaying the level until maybe you're level 20 or something. But that would take so long. And I think for casual players, like, there's probably a lot of casual players that got so frustrated with the first boss that they just put the game down. Oder was a very, very difficult boss in this game. He was a cool boss, don't get me wrong. Like, that fight was cool, but if you picked up the block mechanic, you probably got your ass kicked on that boss. Like I did. I mean, I spent an hour and a half on that boss. And like, it was not fun. Like, I was not having fun at a certain point. And then I went and respec'd my character and it got quite a bit easier, but that boss is really, really hard. And like I said, I think personally, I think that he and his mutated form, both, those are the two hardest fights in the game. There's no question. And I would even take it a step further and say that I actually think his unmutated form is harder than his mutated form. Like, eventually, like, the moveset for his mutated form wasn't that bad. And by the time, like, you can always do his mutated form later as well. You don't have to, like, you're not at a hard check for that one. And so I would actually say his unmutated form is harder, because you're on the first mission, and killing the strongest enemies in that mission only give you a handful of souls. So you're pretty limited. I mean, again, yeah, you could farm and get to a point where like your character levels up a little bit more, but it would take forever to get to that point. Like, you could maybe realistically grind out 5 or 6 levels without feeling like you're just completely wasting your time. But even then, like, are those 5 or 6 levels really gonna be worth your time? I don't know. I mean, I was only, like, when I finished the game, I was only, like, level 40 or something like that. 43 maybe. So, and I think by the time I got to him, I was maybe 15 or something. Like, I don't think you'd want to go past 20 or something. Because then you're just wasting your time. It becomes too expensive, and you're going to spend an hour getting one level. Like, it's just, that doesn't make sense. These types of games, like, I am not a big fan in Souls-like games. Like, yeah, I can understand dying, losing your stuff, and then having to go sort of re-farm to get to a certain level, right? it is very easy to be underleveled in these games if you just keep getting killed over and over and you can't like lock in levels over time, right? It's one of the things that turns people off of the games. But to the same effect, I also can I can also understand that, you know, if you can incrementally lock in progress and steadily level up and not feel like you're underleveled, you still shouldn't run into an issue where the first boss is the hardest boss. I do think that that was a questionable decision. I think that maybe they should have tuned down that boss a little bit and then maybe made Erd a required boss or something. But I really like this game, and I think the fact that they made most of the missions like optional, it really kind of let you just sort of be free to do the game the way that you wanted to do the game. And I really appreciated that, honestly. Like, you can, and I think the reason why the speed run is like 15 minutes, I think the reason why is because you could just basically brute force. I think it's only 4 missions. I'm pretty sure it is only 4 missions to beat the game. If you really want to, you can just basically zug through those 3 missions. And aside from Odor, the bosses themselves are really not that hard. And I'm sure that there's a build that's just probably insanely OP. The thing is, like, I highly doubt you would even level up very much in this run because, again, the first boss is tough. So I'm not even sure how that works. I kind of want to watch the speedrun, actually. But before we do that, let me wrap up the review. Gameplay, I think this gameplay, like, for the most part, like, 9 out of 10. There's a couple things with, like, just the fact that, like, I love the talent system. I love the way that you can, like, change your build at any time. Like, I love that part, but I will say that the thing that did bug me about it is there was just a lot of weapons that were offered that just frankly weren't really that good, to be honest. Like, the reavable weapons were really cool. I thought that was awesome, and I think you can kind of see a lot of the enemy variety in the game through the fact that there's so many different weapons, but some of them were pretty underwhelming. And I would be willing to bet even if you tried a bunch of different builds, you'd probably still find a bunch of them that are just like not good. And this is a nitpick, by the way, because I loved the build that I chose. Like, I thought my build was really strong. But I think that there's just there's if they were to make a hypothetical sequel to this game, and maybe they would because technically the plague is still around no matter what you do. Maybe they'll make a sequel around the plague, not sure. But I think they need to bring a lot of stuff up because the feathers were like, if you picked a build, which honestly it's easy to get into a build where you can just parry those feather counters. The feathers just become completely worthless. Like, and that whole, it's like literally 25% of the entire game's combat just goes out of the window when you pick one skill. And so I think that they could have maybe tried to mix a little bit of that in, but I will say though that the combat is pretty complicated in this game. Like, you have 2 different kinds of parry, you have 2 different kinds of attack, you have health damage, and you have wounds, and then you have claw damage. Like it is very complex, despite the fact that this game it's dense. There's not a lot of length to it, but what's there is very dense. I could see a longer game actually benefiting greatly from the complexity of this game, but because of how short it is, like they throw a lot at you very early, and I think for most players it can get to be very overwhelming and very confusing because of how quickly all that stuff adds up. That said, that is a nitpick for me, and like I think that honestly, like, the combat in this game overall and the gameplay loop in general is fantastic. The environments, I think that they did a great job with, like, overall the creation and structure of the levels. I do think a Blighttown level as the first level was maybe not the best play there. I actually think that you should have gone through the fortress first. And I know maybe that's, it's kind of intended to be the climax of the game, but I think maybe you actually should have done the fortress first, then Blighttown, and then the blood level. I kind of feel, or do the blood level, then Blighttown, and then the fortress. I think that the Blighttown level, what was that called? The Sea of Trees, I think is what it's called. That level, just, it's well made, but it's one of those levels that people just don't really like to look at. I'm going to be completely honest. Like, people don't like to look at plague levels anymore. Like, they're just, and yes, I get that this game is completely about the plague, but there's a reason people meme on Blighttown. It's because people don't really like Blighttown that much. And I think that level is very reminiscent of it. And although it was fun, I think that level could, especially given the difficulty of that boss, I think if they would have switched things around and put the blood level first, the garden, I think is what it was called. I think that the Royal Garden, I think is what it's called. I think that the garden would have been much, much better as a first level. But I can also understand that you're kind of like from the lore, you're working your way up. I actually think it might have been cool to work your way down, though. Because you start to get into the, like, you could still write a great story where you start at the top, right, where all the royalty and stuff is, and you work your way down to, like, the deepest, darkest depths where, like, unimaginable shit is going down, right? I think that you could have worked up to that, and with Oder being as challenging of a boss as he was, I think it actually would have made a lot of sense. But they didn't do that. That's fine. Again, that's kind of a nitpick for me. It's not like something that I think is just horrible. I thought the audio was great, like really nice ambient, but yet like really immersive audio that hits hard when it needs to, but is like otherwise just genuinely really enjoyable to listen to when you're just playing through. It was a great game. I thought it was awesome. I want more, honestly. Like I would have loved for a game, you know, 3 or 4 hours longer than this even. I hope that they continue to make games like this because I was thoroughly impressed. All around the movement, like the movement itself was actually probably my biggest complaint with overall gameplay stuff. The movement was like kind of tanky in a way. Like I didn't really like the camera controls. I had to change them actually at the beginning of the game because they weren't great. And on top of that, I'm glad that they had options to change them. Otherwise I would have been losing my mind. But when you sprint, it doesn't really feel like you're moving that much faster than just running around normally. There's no like jumping. I would have liked and appreciated level design that allowed for a bit more verticality and things like that, like a lot of other modern Souls-like games. This is a small studio that made this though, so like all things considered, very, very impressive. Like this is more so just constructive feedback that I think that they would really benefit from in a future game. I'd love to see verticality, like actually being able to jump around and move and things like that. And I would love to see like all the different weapon options just kind of brought up a little bit more because I do like the simplicity that you have a saber and a claw, and that's kind of similar to how Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor was, where you have basically one weapon, but you structure your build around the weapons that you kind of just have, right? I don't mind not having gear and armor and stuff to worry about. I don't mind that at all, actually, as long as there's a lot of other build options. But the thing is, in this game, the talent point system is cool. I thought it was really awesome. But I think that there's only so many options you have for a really strong build. And there's probably really only 3 or 4 really strong builds out there, if I had to guess. Because the self-healing stuff, I personally think is one of the best things, because when you take damage in this game, it is punishing, because leveling up your health, you only get like a 5% increase every time you level it up, and that's 5% of your base. Well, you start with 300, not 5% of whatever your current max HP is. So like as you continue to level up health, like it becomes less and less and less useful. Whereas when you level up plague damage, it just like, I mean, you just freaking sauce the whole way, because you get a flat increase every time. That's actually pretty substantial. And again, you get a flat increase with the health as well, but the amount that you get on the claw damage is just insane. I think it was 12 damage per level or something. And like you put 20 levels into that, and all of a sudden you're doing double what you were doing before. It's crazy. But yeah, a lot of that, like I said, is just nitpick stuff. I mean, I thought the game was great. I think this game, for what it is, I mean, again, like when I do my scores, I take into account the fact that, like, how big is the dev team? What were their ambitions with this project? What year did it come out, right? Obviously, I'm not going to hold this game to anywhere near as high of an expectation as I would hold a game like Star Wars Jedi Survivor, because of the fact that Star Wars Jedi Survivor was made by like 1,000 people, and this was made by like 20, right? The credits were about 20 seconds long, whereas the Jedi Survivor credits were 20 minutes long, if you catch my drift. This game gets a 9 out of 10 for me. This game is fucking awesome. And while the difficulty of the first boss, I do think brings things down a little bit, I think for people that really enjoy the process of this game and what it is and are willing to put the time in, like even if you're a casual player, you can spend hours in those first couple of missions just leveling up your weapons and stuff, and eventually get to the point where even if you're not a great player, you can still get through it. So I don't want to take major points off for that. But I got to take a little off. And I think that that's honestly my biggest nitpick is that difficulty, that first boss. The rest of the game I thought was really great. And yeah, I mean, this game is a 9 out of 10 for how small of a studio it is that made this game and what they were able to accomplish, and such a great experience. I don't think people really complain about the length, and the fact that this game is on sale right now for like 15 bucks, like you're definitely getting your money's worth out of it for sure. And if you're the type of person that you like to do NG plus and do multiple playthroughs and stuff like that, this game has, I don't know if this game actually has a full-blown NG plus. Let me see what happens if I hit continue here. I don't know if it has NG plus per se, but I definitely think that there is value in playing through again and like leveling up your weapons and stuff. I don't think there is NG plus, but let me talk to her real quick and see. I don't think there is. I will say I would like to see NG plus. That is something that I would like to see. Maybe not like juiced to the point of... Maybe not juiced to the point of, you know, like 80 or 180% more boss health or whatever, and they one-shot you or whatever, but like, you know, add 70% more health to the boss and make him do 30% more damage or something like that, and just like offer an NG plus option, because I definitely don't see an NG plus option here. And that would be nice to see. But all the same, like I said, I'm still going to give this game a 9 out of 10. I think that it is overall a really fantastic game. And if you like Souls-like games and you're willing to overcome that sort of initial challenge, I think it's a great experience all around.